So whoever eats me will live because of me. This is the bread that came down from heaven, not like that which your ancestors ate and they died. But the one who eats this bread will live forever. He said these things while he was teaching in the synagogue at Capernaum. When many of the disciples heard it, they said, "This teaching is difficult. Who can accept it?" Because of this, many of the disciples turned back and no longer went about with him. So Jesus asked the 12, "Do you also wish to go away?" Simon Peter answered him, "Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life. We have come to believe and know that you are the Holy One of God." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
Please be seated. Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life. It's our prayer that each and every one of us come to that same conclusion each and every day, right? That of all the things that might be before us, that we see that the Lord is the one where he has the words of eternal life. Amen. It is our joy to share with you some things about the trip, the 2 trips. This is the first year in a number of years that we have offered 2 trips for our high school youth. And we want to tell you a little bit about those and then give the students themselves a chance to share a few of the highlight moments that were special to them, that helped, I think, them to see God, to see their faith journeys, to see community in Christ a little more fully. So you also will see a little bit more about it following our words today. There will be a video that will give you some of the images as well as some of the music of the trips that we shared. So I'm going to speak for a moment, just giving you an overview of the trip to Detroit. The trip to Detroit was part of the ELCA Youth Gathering. Our ELCA high school youth throughout the country gather every 3 years. The ELCA puts on this particular event. And it is really an amazing event. It gathers roughly 30,000 high school kids and their chaperones from around the country, including some international students that join us as well. And we gather in a major city every 3 years, come together to experience, I think one of the most important parts of the event is just giving kids the chance to see how big, in a glimpse, the kingdom of God really is for their ELCA. Because so often our young people experience, right, week in and week out, their congregations like this, and this is where ministry happens, where we know each other. But to be able to see just how large the expanse of the kingdom of God is really an important opportunity. So every 3 years we go to a major city, we spend 5 days together. We come on one day, we leave on another, so those are partial days, and 3 full days together in the middle. And every time this event happens, there's a day that centers around kind of learning, exploring your faith a little bit. There is a day where there is service to the community. And there is a day where you just get to do these interactions, these interactive, they basically take a big convention center in these major cities, and they fill it with things and opportunities for the kids to explore, to have fun, to jump off of, to climb, and just a multitude of other things where they can play together. And it's really an amazing kind of experience. There's one main venue every 3 years where they have a night of worship, where all 30,000 kids come together. And they bring in bands. We actually, this year being in Detroit, they always try to do something that is relevant to the city we're in. So when we were in New Orleans in 2009 and in 2012, there were things around the music of New Orleans and the jazz. In Detroit, we actually got to hear a Motown review with some of the original Temptations. So the kids got a chance to feel something and learn something about the community that we go into. And we also invade the community for service. because we want to leave the community blessed. We want to make a difference and make a mark in the communities. So you'll hear something about that as our kids speak as well. These are very powerful times together. Thank you for allowing this to be one of the 2 trips that we offer to our kids this year.
The second trip we offered was Boundary Waters, a trip that me and Joanna went on growing up in St. John's. We're really excited to be able to bring it back to our current students. Boundary Waters is a unique natural area that's located in the northern third of the Superior National Forest, northeastern Minnesota, and it also follows along the border and is part of Canada's Refelctions Park. Between the 2 areas combined, it's about 2 million acres of core wilderness. We enter Boundary Waters Wilderness Base, which is about 50 miles from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. It's a faith-based camp established in 1956. We had 9 high school students, 2 college students, and 4 adults travel with us. We broke into 2 groups for the week: canoe, portage, fish, swim, and a lot more. Throughout the week, you're pushed physically, mentally, and emotionally to carry everything you need, including your sleeping gear, in a 30 by 30 pack that you share with another person. Needless to say, you don't have a lot of outlets from home, including running water or electricity. For the week, you must rely on yourself, your group members, and God to get you through anything you might encounter. The waters are so clean you drink from the lakes. Food is limited because you carry everything you need with you. If bad weather comes, the only shelter you have is a tent or wide open wilderness. You see otters, bears, moose, bald eagles, beautiful sunsets, and more importantly, you see God, all of the beauty in your fellow group members. You quickly become close to those in your group, even those you may not know, because for that week, they're the only people you're around. When you fall or struggle, they're the ones to encourage you to get back up or to lift the heavy load off your shoulders. You don't have access to cell phones, Wi-Fi, computers. You're forced to talk to other people in your group. No sounds of cars in the distance or other daily distractions. When leaving the wilderness, come back home, talking with students about the trip and the fun they had. So many of them said to me that they were excited to come home and tell people about the week that they just had. They didn't know how to explain it. Which I replied to them, experience can't really be explained. So just go home, tell them your stories, and share your excitement. That's it.
If you want to know all the participants of the 2 trips, they are printed out on the back of your bulletins. You can see everybody's name. We're just going to have a couple of them speak from each of the trips. And so from the Detroit experience, Marissa Klink, followed by Ariel.
Hi, I'm Carissa. I was one of the 7 girls who went on the Detroit, Michigan trip to the National Youth Gathering. I don't know how to explain it. It was my very first mission trip with St. John's, and I had so much fun. One of the opportunities I got to do was donate my hair to a charity called Children with Hair Loss. The night before, I was like iffy about it. I didn't know if I wanted to do it because I didn't know how it was going to look. I didn't know how short it was going to be because the minimum you had to cut off was 8 inches. The next day when we went to go sign up and get our spot, I was like, hey, what the heck, it'll always grow back. And I'm donating it to kids who don't have hair or is going to lose it, like kids with cancer or some other illness. After I did it, my hair felt very light. It was different after growing it out for a year. It was my first time donating hair, and I can't believe I didn't do it sooner because after I did it, I felt so like happy, like I just helped so many kids, or at least one kid. 4 of us out of the 7 cut our hair. Like I said, I donated 8. Jessica Everett donated around 9.5. Becca donated around, I think, 10, and Julia Mock, she donated 13. Yeah. So that was my experience, and I'm never going to forget my first mission trip with St. John's because of that.
I'm Ariel. Life's not fair. That one sentence burst through my head over and over. But what I don't get is why. Why isn't life fair? Because there will always be a top dog, always a higher brick on the house, and always a richer person. Always someone trying to tear down anyone less than them. When I look around, I see political, social, and economic breakdowns because of this life's not fair thing. Not everyone gets their way. Sometimes it's even over water. Laws are natural and pure. Someone will always be unhappy, but guess what? The people who are the underdogs, the ones that know firsthand that life isn't fair, they are the ones supporting that house, that community, and that togetherness. Even though they might be told that life isn't fair, they are willing to rise up and be the ones to provide and raise up their community. They might have a trashed house in Detroit where no one is willing to help clean up because of the stories we hear on the news about break-ins and shootings, all because life wasn't fair for somebody. So why can't we be those who stand up and encourage each other to create a place of fairness? I thought life wasn't fair when my bed had changed from a queen to a twin. But what about that homeless man who thinks life isn't fair because his bed, made out of cardboard, was burnt and destroyed, but still has a smile on his face every day because he believes that hope will come, and he wants to make sure others are happy before himself? Our problem is that we get so caught up in little problems like not getting a juice box straw through the hole correctly or having our Starbucks drink mixed up. If that's the kind of problems we have, then we have it pretty darn good. But what about the woman in South Africa who has to walk 3 miles a day to get water just to keep her family alive? Or that Muslim family running away from bombs exploding and the terrors in the place they had called home? Now those are problems. I had looked past all the big problems in Detroit and thought my problem was no Wi-Fi in the hotel or not getting my Starbucks. But on the bus on our way to the service project, we passed real problems. Houses burnt from the inside out, people without running water, and backyards that looked like the jungle. I was honestly scared. Scared of what we could encounter and of what could happen. To these people, life wasn't fair, and I could finally look through their eyes and understand. Fixing the backyard of somebody's house was my biggest faith moment during that week. Watching a group of strangers turn a broken, cracked, torn house into a beautiful, full, amazing one showed how even though life isn't fair, if we start fixing the bigger problems one by one broken house at a time, a beautiful neighborhood is created. Life's not fair, but we can do something to make it as fair as possible. We were the hope for the hopeless, and life seemed to be pretty fair that day.
From the bouncy waters, first you're going to hear from Benji, then Sam.
So we had 2 groups, and I was in Carrie's group, and we had 3 teenage boys in our group who liked to eat. And we caught some fish, but that was not enough to feed all of us. So by the end of the week, we were all pretty hungry, and we really couldn't do anything about it. So this got me thinking about how lucky we are to be able to go to the store and get as much food as we pretty much want. And it's usually way more than what we actually need. So not having more than what was provided is a challenge and something new. And I'm not trying to think more positively about my life, because I'm pretty blessed. And even when bad things happen, know that there are other people who just don't even have things as simple as food. Another eye-opener was just the beauty of how the land looked. We stayed on Cherry Lake, and there was this gigantic cliff little thing. And being adventurous people, my guide, Harry, Ethan, and I found a way to climb up it. And on the top of the cliff, the view was just so beautiful, and the blueberries were unnatural. It made me realize that God made this world amazing, and we shouldn't try to change it so much, because we should embrace the land and not try to control it so much. Because I used to think I knew what the land would look like if it wasn't developed, but it doesn't even compare, and I realized that really fast. So I would go back there and heartbeat, and God is really present there.
Hi, I'm Isabella Salinas. I have an extremely difficult time putting my experience with boundary waters into words because it's a very hard topic to talk with people who have never been there before. It's something so different, so out there. So when I left here, I had a few things like my left side on my way. So in April, I had a car accident that left me half blind in my left eye. So I don't have any more depth perception, and I know I no longer have any idea of what the future holds because I'm no longer allowed to go to the Navy. So with no life plan, I'm praying that I was pulled back to Earth. I set out with 8 other people, most of whom I barely knew, into a world of more unknown. Even though we didn't really know each other at first, we quickly became a family. We had Mama Bear, Pop Bear, Sam Guide Sam, the 3 apocalypse survivors, Shale, Jared, and Zach, and 3 baby bears, Runkle, Maddie, and Zach. Every day was a new adventure, and every night was a new bedtime story. We saw balls, hot crawfish, made ships in clouds, transplanted lightning like Beyonce, sailed, swam, fished, ate lunch in waterfalls, and watched the sunset. We all faced different struggles, like not something that we do, being silent, keeping a positive outlook on everything feels like it's done to, navigating a difficult journey, forging, keeping a tight hold on a makeshift sail, and of course, finding new and new ways to differentiate between free and sometimes we conquered our challenges, and other times we felt like our challenges had conquered us. But when we gathered at the end of the day to share our highs and lows, it became painstakingly obvious that we were constantly surrounded by the Holy Spirit. Everyone was always something in boundary waters, lasting friendships, new skill sets, a strengthened relationship with God, and truly beyond life. While I was there, I realized that life isn't a race. I understand that it's okay that I don't quite enjoy life, and I really do.
Hi, I'm one of the Sams, and part of the trips, one of the cool things that was really cool about the trip this year is that we were all paired up with our partners or someone from the church followed along with us on our trip through a prayer journal. Every day as a group, we read through devotion and then shared a prayer. Back home, our prayer partners had the same devotion and then prayed for us students individually. The experience personally gave me some peace of mind knowing that someone from the church was praying for me and in a way on the trip with me, especially in difficult situations, which we all found ourselves in at least once during the week. The extra encouragement and comfort that could be found in prayer and being prayed for was incredible. A few days after we got home, my prayer partner actually called me and we talked for a while about my experiences on the trip and how it played a role in my faith. It was amazing to be able to share that with someone from the church and connect with someone who previously I did not know.
And as Sam just talked about, this year for both trips we had our partners. Each student from the trip was paired up with a family or individual from St. John's that was not traveling on the trip. The students and their prayer partners were given a devotion book for the week of the trip. The idea was each day they were doing a devotion together with their prayer partners. At the end of the devotion was a prayer, and the students looked at the prayer praying for the group, and the families looked, it was the same prayer praying for the individual students. Throughout the week, the students all comforted knowing someone back home besides their parents praying particularly for them. Back home, the response got the families praying was astounding. They loved following along the trips and connecting with their students when they came back to hear all about their adventures and how they were faith. We plan to do this again with future for trips, and we strongly encourage you to pray about it and come with their partners and someone you feel you would like to do. If it is something you're interested in, let me know. I'll add it to the list for next year. And speaking of next year, the planning has already done for next year's mission trip. So we will be heading to Elkhorn high school students start thinking about next summer, and adults and families start thinking about being a prayer partner or if you'd be interested in chaperoning and going along with it. And then on a personal note, I